Hello my dear students. So we have seen in the previous class that how we can declare a pointer variable and then how we can assign the values to the pointer variable. Okay, so in today's class we are going to focus on void pointer and then pointer arithmetic. Okay, that means how we can add some pointer variable, how we can subtract some pointer variable, okay, so on so on. With the help of programming, we are going to learn this pointer arithmetic and then we are going to also learn about void pointer. Okay, so in the previous class we have seen how we can declare and assign some values. Okay, let's take one example, then we will proceed with the void pointer. Okay, so let me declare some pointer variable, say integer ptr. Okay, then let me declare two normal variable, that is integer a and b. Okay, now when we assign some value, suppose a equal to 20, b is equal to 30. Okay, that means in memory there, this is a variable a, suppose this is variable b. Okay, so here the memory space suppose 100 and here suppose 102. Okay, inside this a the value will be 20 and inside variable b the value will be 30 because we have assigned the value to variable a as 20 and variable b as 30. This is how. Okay, and we have also created a variable, that is pointer variable. Okay, pointer variable, this is ptr. Okay, now we are going to assign, or you can say we are going to assign values to the pointer. Let's say we are assigning the value ptr equal to ampersand. Which value we are going to assign? Say b. That means inside this ptr the value stored will be the memory address for this variable b, which is 102. That means value of ptr will be 102. Now this pointer is linked to the variable b. Okay, now in order to display the memory address, what we can do, cout. When you display it, cout suppose ptr. When you display or when you execute this statement, the value will be 102. You will get the value 102. Okay. Another example, if you take, suppose cout asterisk ptr. So this statement will display the value of what? Ptr. You can see here, this is dereferencing the pointer variable ptr. So dereferencing means what? He is accessing the actual value. Okay, actual value means what? 102. You can see here 102 is the address. So this pointer will go to this address, and inside this address the value is 30. That means here you will display, or you can say you will get the value as 30. Okay. Now this is how we can display the memory address, and this is how we can display the actual value within that pointer variable. Okay, I think this is clear to you all. Okay, in the last classes we have seen this. Okay, now again, suppose I want to change the value of b. Okay, I want to change the value of b. Say asterisk ptr. With the help of pointer, we are going to change the value of b. Let me write here 50. So when you execute this statement, the value of ptr is 102, and when you mention this star operator, it means under this value, what is the actual content? 30. So this 30 will be replaced by 50 because 50 will be assigned in the main content. This is representing this 30. Okay, and this ptr is representing 102. Remember that. Okay, so this 30 will be replaced by 50 after executing this statement. Okay, this was the basic of pointer. Okay, now here the point I want to discuss with you all. You can see here what is the type of this pointer variable. It is integer. Okay, and what about the type of these two variables a and b? This is again integer. Okay, Now let's say I want to change the type of this pointer. Suppose this is float. Suppose the type of this pointer is float, right? And the variable a and b, whose type is what? Integer. So pointer variable type is float and ab's type is integer. Both this variable type is different. In this case, when you execute this statement, there will be runtime error. Why runtime error? Because compiler will be confused, or compiler will be telling you that you are using this pointer variable with different data type. Okay, that means this is not here you will get error. Okay, here you will get error. In this case, what is the solution? How we can proceed with this? Because we do not know. Because in a program we can have more than one pointer, not only one pointer, right? In that case, suppose we have some other variable also. For other variables, data type will be different and pointer type will be different. Okay. In that case, we have to declare this pointer variable as void. Okay. We have to declare it as void. So as you all know that this is a fundamental data type. Okay. This means what? Null. Null means what? The pointer variable, he is not representing integer value. This pointer will not represent any character value. He will not represent any floating point value. Depend upon the variable you are going to link, he will act on that. That is why you have to declare this pointer variable as void. Because you can see when you are going to use, suppose our normal variable is of different type and pointer variable it can be different type. Okay. In that case, when your variable data type is mismatching, in that case the pointer variable we can declare it as void. Okay, and this is known as void pointer. Okay, we are discussing about void pointer. I hope you are getting my point. Okay, when two different data types. Okay, when your pointer variable is of another data type and your normal variable is another data type. Okay, in that case we will make the void of we will make the pointer variable type as void. Okay, then this statement will be executed successfully. Okay, even here also you will get correctly, but when you make this pointer as void, you will get specially error in this statement. In this statement you will get error. Here you will get successfully you will get the address for this pointer, that is 102. You will get this statement also will be executed when you declare it as void. But suppose if you did not write the type of this pointer as void, suppose it was just like if you make it as float and it is the type of this AB is integer, then here also you will get error, here also you will get error, because both type is different. So the solution of that problem is make the pointer variable as void. That is clear. Okay. Now again, when you make the type of this pointer variable as void, you can see here you will get no error. Okay, you will get this statement will be executed successfully. This statement also will be executed successfully. But here in this statement you will get error. Why? Remember, this is the dereferencing. That means we are directly accessing the value. When you talk about asterisk PTR, this means we are talking about 50. Okay, we are talking about 50. So 50 is type what? Integer. Okay, and this type is what? Void. That means these two are of different data type. In this case, what we can do, just like our normal variable, we have to use type casting. So I think all of you know what is type casting. Type casting means, in short, we can say, so if you want to change the variable, okay, one type of variable to another type of variable, that process is known as type casting. Okay, there is two ways which we can change the type of variable. Okay, one is automatic type conversion. That means some variable, if whenever required, compiler automatically will convert the variable type from one type to another type. Okay, but in some cases compiler will not change automatically. Okay, That means we have to change the type of a variable to another type from our side. Okay. In that case, that situation is known as typecasting. Okay. Typecasting. What is typecasting? Changing the data type from one to the data type to the another data type. Say in normal cases, say we have a variable integer n, okay, and another variable is suppose integer n1. Sorry, this is suppose float. This is suppose float. Okay. Now suppose n equal to n plus n2, right? So this is integer, this is float. So in this case, you can change this it as to integer n1. Sorry, n1. So this is, you can see that within this bracket I have mentioned here type as integer. N type is integer. This n is also integer, but this n1 was float point. Now we are forcefully changing the type of n1 into the integer. This is how we can change the type from floating to the integer, and this process is known as this typecasting. Because we are changing forcefully, and when you change the type of variable forcefully, that is known as typecasting. Okay, and another one is automatic type conversion. So this is for our normal variable. Now come back to this portion. Okay, here we are talking about pointer, right? So in pointer, in order to change the type, we have to change by typecasting it. Okay, that means this time we are typecasting this PTR, right? So how we can typecast it? We can typecast it like this. Okay, PT. Sorry, we are going to convert up to what? We have to convert it into the integer type, right? So integer, then PTR. Okay, now this will give the output as 50. Okay, till now we have not exerted, so okay, 50 is here, so 50 will be this right. Okay, this is the typecasting. Okay, that means when we have to do typecasting, in order to display the actual value, or you can say in order to display the main content of a pointer variable, we have to typecast it, because you can see here this pointer is type void and this a and b is type integer. Okay, so in this case we have to typecast it. Okay, so I think this void pointer concept is clear. When we are going to use void pointer, when our pointer variable type and our normal variable type is of different type, in that case we will make the pointer variable as void. And when we make the void pointer variable as void, to display the actual value, we have to typecast it in this way. Okay, this is a pointer variable PTR. So to typecast it, we have to write asterisk symbol. Okay, operator inside this, as you can see here, like here only. Along with type, we have to mention the asterisk, because this is a pointer variable. Okay, this is the type and this is the variable. Pointer variable we are converting to the integer. I hope it is clear to you all. Okay, so this is all about pointer variable. Okay, now next thing is okay, regarding this void pointer, I have already prepared a video lecture based on the practicals of this void pointer. So this lecture also I'm going to give the link in my description. Okay, so you can check it out how this we can implement with the help of practicals. Okay, please go through the video also. The next topic in today's class we are going to discuss, that is pointer arithmetic. So when you talk about pointer arithmetic, only thing is what? Plus, minus, subtraction, division. Okay, these are the operations we are going to use. In normal variable, easily we can add, easily we can subtract, easily we can divide, and easily we can multiply our normal variable. The same concept goes for our pointer variable also. Now let us see. This pointer arithmetic and our normal arithmetic is quite different. Okay, I want to show you the difference between this normal arithmetic operation and our pointer variable arithmetic operation. Okay, so let us proceed with this. Okay. Okay, so we are going to discuss about pointer arithmetic. Pointer arithmetic. Okay, that means here we are going to learn how we can add some pointer variable. Okay, so here basically we are going to use unary operator. Unary means you can say unary means no only one operator. Okay, that means one operator and one operand. Say we have plus plus. This is you can say increment operator, and we can use here decrement operator. Okay. The next one is binary. Binary means specially one operator and two operand. Especially we are going to do here plus and minus in terms of pointer arithmetic. So how we can implement this? So as you all know that this is an increment operator and this is an decrement operator. When you in this case suppose this is a variable n, we are declaring it and assigning some value 10 here. Okay, that means n is equal to 10. When you write like this, n plus plus, what does it mean? This means this value of n will be incremented by 1. Okay, in short, you can write this n plus plus means what? N equal to n plus 1. This will be incremented by 1. Okay, but here in this case, this is slightly different from this. Okay, let me declare one variable. Suppose we have a pointer variable integer p(r). Okay, now here we have some normal variable also. Suppose a and b. Okay, now suppose a equal to b equal to, let me assign the value of a and b as 10. Now I am going to assign the value of, one can say, ampersand a. Okay, that means we are giving the reference to the variable a. That means the value of ptr will be the memory address of a. Okay, now when we increment, suppose I am incrementing this ptr plus plus. Are you getting my point? Let me clear it again. This is a ptr, this is variable a, this is variable b. We are assigning only a, b. Okay, later on you can see. So here we have suppose 10 10 assigned. So 10 10. This memory address is suppose 1. This suppose 3. So when after executing this statement, the value of ptr will be 101. That means this two is linked. Okay. Now when we execute this statement, it means what? It means ptr equal to ptr plus 1. Remember, what is the value of ptr? 101. This 101 is what? This is the memory address. Okay. Now if you write this memory address plus 1, this will be incremented by 2. How? You can see here. There is a formula actually to change this. I am going to tell you. So ptr memory address is, this is the current memory address of pointer. So current memory address is what? 101 plus 1. So this 1 is a integer value, right? So we'll write here 1 into 2. Okay. So 1 into 2 equal to what? Equal to 101 plus 2. Ultimately you are getting the next address. That means when you execute this statement, it will be increment by 2. Okay, it will be increment by 2. But in this case, you can see here, value is 10. So 10 plus 1 equal to 11. This means in our normal variable, when we use this increment operator, it will be incremented by only 1. Same concept goes for decrement also. It will be decremented by 1 only. Okay, but when it comes to the pointer variable, in pointer variable, this value will be changed by 2 in terms of integer. In terms of character, it will be changed by 1. In terms of floating point variable, it will be changed by 4. Okay, it depends on the data type. Okay, so from here we can say we have a formula. We have a formula that how we can increment the value, okay, of pointer. The formula is current address plus I means in this case 1, right? So it will depend. Okay, I into size of operator of what? Size of operator of data type. Let me write it clearly. This is the formula for incrementing this. Okay, so current address plus I into size of operator size of what? Size of data type. This is the formula to increment this, as we have already applied here. Okay, so I think this is clear to you all. Okay, the same concept goes for decrement operator as well. Okay, now say we have a floating, suppose character variable. Okay, so this time suppose we are declaring character PTR. Okay, and here we are declaring our normal variable, suppose CH. Okay, now PTR equal to what? You can say ampersand CH. Okay, ampersand CH. Okay, now when you apply this increment operator, it will be incremented by this. Okay, suppose the memory address for this character is 101. This will be what? 101 plus I means what? In this case 1. Why 1? Because PTR plus equal to PTR plus 1 only. So this 1 means here in this case I. Okay, 1 into size of data type. So this is a special operator, size of operator. He will give the memory size. Okay, memory size of what? Data type. Data type is what? Character. So you all know that data type of character is 1 byte. So it will be 1. So 101 plus 1, ultimately 102. So in order to apply this increment operator in especially character variable, it will be incremented by 1 only, because size of this character operator is character data type is 1 only. Okay, in this integer data type, it will be incremented by 2. You can see here, because type of this integer is 2 byte. Again, for floating point variable, it will be incremented by 4 byte, because you can see here, same concept goes for if you change this. Suppose if you change the type of this pointer as floating here, float suppose, and this is also suppose float CH suppose. Okay, variable temporary. Then when you execute this time this will be changed. What? Let's say the data type or the current address of the variable CH is 101. Okay, assume it, plus I here again I plus, so it will be 1 into data type, size of data type. This time we are using floating point variable, and as you all know that data type for floating point variable is 4 byte, right? So it will be multiplied with 4. So 4 into 1 with the current memory address, add it, you will get 105. So you can see here it is incrementing by 4. Here it is incrementing by 2 bytes. Okay. In terms of character, it is incrementing by 1 byte. Okay. Now let me write one more scenario here, one more example here. Let's say we are giving here PTR equal to PTR plus 3. This is a statement. And let's say this PTR is a type of integer, okay? Integer PTR. Okay? In this case, suppose you are using here PTR plus plus, or you can say in this case, what will be the next memory address? PTR equal to PTR plus 3. That means this pointer is incrementing by 3. So in this case, it will be incremented by what? Current memory address. Let's say here also the current memory address is 1000 plus type is what? You can see here I value is here 3. So 3 into size of operator of data type. So integer type is 2. Okay. So 1000 plus 6. So 1006. Got it? In this statement, it is the next memory address for PTR is 1006, because this time we are incrementing by 3. Though it is incrementing by 3, multiply the size of data type, it is 2 byte. So first our current memory address was 1000. Next memory address will be 1006. It is incremented by 6. Okay. So please note down the formula. Okay. In terms of pointer, we can change from current pointer address to the next pointer address with this formula. Okay. When if you use this plus plus operator, you can use this formula. Sometimes if you are incrementing by some other variable, suppose here I am incrementing this pointer variable by 3. Some cases you might find that pointer variable is incrementing by 5, so on so on. Okay. So that is why I am in formula I am indicating here I. Okay. This I, it will depend on the statement here. Okay. So I hope this is clear to you all. Then I want to discuss this concept with the help of a programming. With this programming, I'll stop into this class. Okay. Let me write this steps. Okay. So I think all of you know the concept of arrays. So if I ask you what is array, an array is a what? Collection of variable. So we have an array variable here. Okay. Suppose this is an array. Okay. So array, as you all know, array index starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. There are from 0 to 5. There are 5 variable. Okay. So 5 elements are there. Okay. For 5 variable, the name is common, ARR. Okay. Array. Okay. To represent this particular element, we have to write like this. This is index. Okay. These are the index. Array 0. Array 0 is indicating this cell. If you write array 3, this means it is representing the 4th element. And here the size is the index. Okay. I think I already explained about these arrays. Okay. Please go through this again. Okay. Now in pointer example, I want to tell you, we are going to write a program. Okay. We are going to write a program to find the smallest element. Okay. To find the smallest element from an array. Okay. Say let's take this array only. Let's take 5 element only here. So here we have suppose 9, here 0, 4, 6, 7. Okay. So if you go through this, easily you can say which is the smallest element here? 0. And this 0 is in which index? 1. That means the second element. Okay. Now we are going to write it using programming. Okay. So how we can proceed with this? Okay. Suppose the array is very big and we do not know in which
index the actual smallest element is present. Okay, so in that case what we have to do, let's take this, let's assume that this is a smallest element, though we can see this is the largest in this case. Let's assume that this is the smallest element. Okay, then we'll compare this element with the preceding element, that is the second element. Okay, if this is the second element is smaller than the first one, we will exchange the value. That means 0 will be coming here and this will be going to the next step. This will be done with, I think you know only by using swapping concept also you can do it. Okay, again if you are not getting smallest, you can proceed. Now this time in first cases the smallest element we assume this one. Okay, after executing this we got, okay, smallest we got here. Again we have to compare with these things, right? So it will go on one by one. Next smallest element will be here, then again we'll compare with this, we'll compare with this, we'll compare with this. This is the process of what? Linear search. Okay, while data structure, okay, in data structure I'm going to explain anyway these things. Okay, so in pointer chapter I want to explain you how we can increment the memory size. That is why I have taken this example. Okay, so to find the smallest element, let's write the code. Okay, okay, so let's declare the array, suppose 5. Okay, smallest element we have to write here. Okay, then we have to declare the variable I. Okay, so first we have to read this array. So let's declare this array, or let's initialize this array by default value. Okay, so you can assign it as 9, 0, 4, 6, 7. You can ask from the user also by using for loop and all. Okay, so here in this case I am assigning the default value to this array. Okay, now let's take a small equal to array 0. Okay, small equal to array 0. Okay, in this case you can see here we are assuming this 0, that means the first element as smallest. Okay, here the element is what? 9. That means small equal to 9 here. Okay, we are assuming that 9 is the smallest element. Okay, now what we can do, we have to assign the memory address. Okay, okay, I forgot to declare the pointer portion. Okay, let's declare here, suppose the integer, because we are discussing this particular problem for pointers only. So we have to declare a pointer variable, say ptr. Okay, now we have to assign this pointer variable, say ptr equal to ampersand arr. Okay, arr we can say, you can represent here 0 also. That means you can see here for 9 there will be some separate memory address, for this second element also there will be some memory address, for third also, because for every data type, sorry, for every variable, or you can say for every element there will be separate memory address. Okay, so yes, we have assigned the memory address for pointer. Okay, that means pointer is representing the first element, that means the 9, after executing this statement. Okay, now we are going to increment it. That means current location is here. Now I want to change the location or memory address to the next element. Okay, so for that we have to represent it as pointer plus plus. Okay, done. That means in this case pointer was here, now pointer is representing there. Okay, 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 1 minute. So we'll write, not like this, just a minute. First of all, we will indicate the memory address into the pointer variable. So ptr equal to ampersand array 0. That means pointer is having the memory address of first element. Let me write here. Suppose the memory address for here is 1. Okay, and this is the smallest element, suppose, because we have to assume this as the smallest element. Okay, then after this, what we have to do, we have to increment the, okay, so we have to assign the smallest value. Okay, so small equal to array 0. Okay, next we have to increment the ptr plus plus. Why we are doing? Because you see here, pointer is holding, pointer is here in 101. Okay, this 101 we are assigning to the small. That means inside small, the small is having the value as 9. That means 9 we are assuming as the smallest element. Okay, now we have to change the location to this part. As you know, only if you apply this increment method, the memory size will be, it will be incremented by 2, right? So the next will be what? 3. Now pointer is indicating 103. Now let's start. We have to compare, right, one by one. So for I equal to 0, because our index starts from 0, so I less than, how many element is there? 5. So less than 5. Okay, I plus. Here what we'll do, if this element is less than this, we'll exchange it. Okay, so if you can say here, if small greater than equal to small, if small greater than, we have to compare with this element, right? The element means what? Here the element is 0. Okay, so what, how we can compare with this? Small greater than asterisk ptr. So now you know only what this asterisk ptr is giving, 0. Okay, if you do not give here asterisk or even star operator, then this ptr will give the address 103. Okay, so we are comparing the value. Small is having the value 9 and we have to compare with 0. So in order to get 0, we have to use asterisk ptr, right? Then if this is greater than this one, that means if this 9 is greater than this one, then what we are going to do? We are going to assign this, you can say small equal to asterisk ptr. Okay, asterisk ptr means 0. Okay, that means small will be 0 now, no more 9 here. Okay, then we have to increment the value of ptr, right? So you can write here ptr plus. Okay, that means this time this ptr will be incrementing to the next memory address, that is 105. Okay, that means this time the pointer is pointing to the memory address 105. Since this is under the loop, it will go on. Okay, until it will go on till the 5th element. Okay, from 0 to 4 there are 5 elements. Okay, so this is done. Now our job is to, this is the for loop. Now display it. Okay, see out smallest element equal to, where we will get the smallest element? We will get the smallest element in the variable small. Okay, so small. Done. Close the bracket of this main function. Okay, now remember here, in this case, if you see here, this ptr equal to, we are assigning the address by this ampersand symbol. This statement we can write like this also. Okay, you can use either, okay, this or either this one. Okay, ptr equal to, you can directly write like this, ptr equal to ARR also. You can use this statement or you can use this statement also, it will be same. Now if you look here, small equal to array 0, this is the what? Index we are talking about. Okay, now in this case, if you write this way also, you will get, and because you see we are assigning the smallest value, we are assigning 9 to the variable small. So 9, since we are talking about this pointer, so we can represent it like this also, asterisk ptr also. Okay, in that way also we can do, and this way also we can do. Okay, which method is compatible to you, you can use this. Okay, so this is the program I wanted to discuss with you all. Okay, and the main purpose of this program is to find the smallest element from this array. Okay, this is how we can do it. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you all. In the next lecture I am going to make a video lecture based on this. Okay, that means practical impact of this variable. Okay, so I think that time also it will be very clear to you all. If you are still having problem in this pointer arithmetic concept, you can contact me. Okay, thank you. Okay, next, see you in the next class.